the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Bengals and the Chiefs, and it comes your way next.
From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Thank you all for joining us here in week number 2. Alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. Brock, we got a great one this week, partner. One of the only games league-wide featuring 2 teams who both won their openers.
Yeah, it's been mission accomplished so far, each off to the start that they envisioned as the season began. And while it's only week 2, whoever can come out of this one with a win and jump to 2-0 has everybody in their division looking up at them.
Only one team will keep the winning ways going to start the season as we're off in week 2. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by a motivated player coming off an injury, one of the game's great young QBs, Joe Burrow.
I think it's fair to say, Kate, the only thing that has slowed down Joe Burrow in his NFL career is that injury bug. Just like in his rookie year, major injury to that wrist a season ago got in his way. This guy is so smooth, so calm, so poised. He didn't let the injury in his rookie year affect him. Remember the next year they went to the Super Bowl? And those Bengals were sure hoping for a repeat this time around.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Burrow out of the shotgun. That pass caught by Renfro. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Justin Reed with the tackle. Chiefs in a nickel set for this third down call. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That pass complete to Moss. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. So here are the Chiefs out on offense for their first drive. Leading them out, fresh off a 3rd Super Bowl title. The standard for quarterback excellence today, Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw,
his first throw is an interception. Picked up by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Finds his man, Chase. And he'll go down here at the 16. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 16. Ooh, incomplete there on 2nd down, but boy, a risky throw on a check down of all things. Nearly picked off and headed the other way. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Burrow from the gun. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals parlay the interception into points. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes, I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Nicole Hardman now on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now for the second time, we get a look at this Kansas City offense. And we only saw this group for one snap to start the game, Brock, so hopefully we get a longer look at them this time.
You know, Kate, in a lot of ways, it may even be easier to shake that first one off. They're barely on the field.
Yeah.
So it's really a second chance to write the opening series you wanted.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He's contained at the line for no gain. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. 3rd and just 2 to go.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
They send a tight end in motion. 3rd and 2, Mahomes to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
He fields this at the 18. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start, up close to the 30. This one returned for 11 yards. And it'll be Bengals football. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's good for 7 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals. Throwing is Burrow. Got his target, it's Higgins. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. This one taken in by Chase. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals. To throw again, it's Burrow. That's brought in by McLaughlin. And this one does not go far.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
He brings it in. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal. Moss. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. He gets him 3, and this brings up 2nd and goal. They look to run with Moss. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Bengals pull out in front further, 13-zip. Zach Moss, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals drive out to an early 14-0 lead.
Chiefs nothing.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That one finds Xavier Worthy. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They gain 14 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down. So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on Q1. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. About set for the 2nd quarter. Chiefs football here. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Oh, they're looking option, headed left side. And working a couple of yards past the line. Dax Hill up for the stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. This one finds Kelsey. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. The Bengals are getting the ball back as Zach Moss runs out there. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. The drive starts with a run by Moss. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop it behind the line.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, it came at the perfect time.
And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in-cut and make the catch.
1st down, Burrow to throw. That throw behind his intended target.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Burrow throwing again on 2nd and 10. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Burrow setting to throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? They chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. The Kansas City offense set to take the field. And they're going to try to break through this defense and put some points up. They're down 14-zip. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Pacheco hauls it in. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10 plus, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the 26-yard line.
A counter give here to Pacheco. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make third down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Third down, it's Mahomes. Hauled in by Worthy. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Mahomes on 1st and 10. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd.
They motion the tight end over.
At the 47-yard line.
From the 47, finds his man Rice. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. And they're going to bring him down at the 36.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
Finds his man, it's Worthy. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs make it a one-score game before halftime. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Extra point by Butker is up and good. And the Chiefs chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden ratings hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Caught by the open man. down to the 10. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Moss has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. Cincinnati uses its 2nd timeout. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Moss. And this time he gets it done. Touchdown! The Bengals will add to their lead at the end of the half. Zach Moss, the touchdown. Well, we've been saying it for years, Brock. If at first you don't succeed, try that run again.
You're exactly right. It's going to take more than one stop to deter those offensive coaches from calling another run play. They've got such faith in their group up front to leverage right at the point of attack and punch it in on the 2nd time around.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. A tight end in motion now. From the 38. Finds him over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. He'll throw it. On target to Worthy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. From the right hash, a 49-yard look. Up and good from Blankenship. And that'll get him back to 11.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Here comes the final play of our 1st half. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. That brings us to halftime with the visiting Bengals out in front. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started out in Denver. And late in the first half, it's the Broncos who are out on top. It's the rookie, Bo Nix, with 2 touchdown passes. From there, we head east to Detroit to check on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Jared Goff, couple of touchdown passes as his guys win their 2nd straight to start the year. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. 12-10 was the final. In that first half, it was Zach Moss who proved to be tough to stop. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Starting from the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Chiefs have their offense out to start this 3rd quarter. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A give to Pacheco to start the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you could come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Has a man, it's Brown. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Short yardage situation here, it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it, here's Pacheco. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Out left, Worthy makes the grab. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7 at the 40-yard line.
Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Back to throw, Mahomes. Complete beyond the marker. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect. Intended target there was Xavier Worthy. So it'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
To the air, Mahomes. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. And he works this to the 38 before going down. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Completed over the middle. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Mike Hilton getting up there for the tackle. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34, finds his man Gray. And they take him down right along the 30.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Putting a receiver in motion. They'll go. It's Mahomes. And all their pressure gets it done. That's a sack on 4th down as they force the turnover.
Coaches challenge him to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Out comes the offense for the Bengals. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. On 1st down, here's Burrow. That's Gesicki, he's got it! And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. From the 42. Get some space around midfield. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Watson. And the Chiefs will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to have number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A one-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end? With a half of football left, you just can't give away too many gifts and too many possessions.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Pacheco hauls it in. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
At the 48-yard line.
Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. This one finds Kelsey. The ball's out, he lost it. And now the Bengals have it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
So now here comes the Bengals on offense. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Justin Reed with the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. At their 48-yard
3 quarters in the books from this one. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Second and 6 coming up here. Moss gets it from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Kansas City offense back out there and set to go. They lost it in enemy territory their last time out. Never a spot you want to fumble. So I imagine, Brock, it's going to be 2 hands on the football as they return to the field. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Into traffic, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 41.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
A give right side, here's Pacheco. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
He'll get this one to Brown. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. big gain, 14 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
One of the tight ends motioning left. First down throw, Mahomes. That's incomplete left side.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
A second down throw for Mahomes. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to have it after his second interception of the season. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and two very different tones and tenors on these two sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They've got a man in motion. First down, Burrow to throw. Higgins makes the catch. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the Chiefs' 40-yard line.
Running out of the gun with Moss. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game. Not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He's got him, that's Moss. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Here's 2nd and 2. This one taken in by Chase. And he'll go down here at the 16. That one gains 7. And it'll be first down, Bengals. Up the gut, they go with Moss. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Burrow from the gun. Escapes out to the... Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
You're just not going to win many games in this league when you can't generate a pass rush until the 4th quarter. You needed to feel the impact from this defense earlier and more often in this game. The lack thereof was a big part of what's put them playing from behind in the final stanza of this one.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in KC. Bengals moments away from a 2-0 start. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. A handoff right for Moss. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. And on 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. This from 40 on the right hash. Butker knocks it through. And that extends their lead to 14.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. We know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. Has a man, it's Brown. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 10.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. A bit of desperation on this. That's grabbed inside the 30. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs now within 1 score in the 4th. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Well, I know we normally look for where the breakdown occurred here, partner, but I think he just made a really good play defensively to get back there.
Yeah, you're not just thinking. He absolutely did it. That defender was reacting. Go shoot your shot. And that is teaching tape for that.
We're down inside the final 90 seconds as they line up for the all-important onside kick. And the Bengals hands team does its job recovering that kick. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. 1st and 10 from the 41. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On 1st down, it's Moss. And they take him down right along the 30. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. It's victory formation the rest of the way for the Bengals, who take a knee. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
A 50-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So the Bengals take this one on the road. And they can be proud of their exploits on the road and overall so far this season as they improve to 2-0. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Kansas City.